When you're starting over in a new home, your neighbor can be your best friend.
She said that she was so happy to meet me. Yeah, it was nice to have another woman living next door.
Or they can be your worst enemy.
I hope you understand the game, loser.
I've never come across anything this severe.
Before you know it, your sanctuary has become a hunting ground, and you have become the prey.
Leave us alone, Steve! Just leave us alone!
She said,
"You mess with the wrong woman. You stupid. You will be burned to death."
She has a bomb ready to explode.
Far removed from the bright lights of Vegas are nice, quiet neighborhoods like ours.
Summerlin is a pretty affluent community here and very family-oriented. It's a safe place to live.
Safe, but for many, just another stop on the road.
Most of the properties are rentals. People come in, they stay 6 months and they leave. You never really make really good friends in Vegas because many people stay that long.
One new arrival is happy to call the place home sweet home. Dina and her son Jason come to Summerlin looking for a fresh beginning.
after my divorce, it was the first house I ever bought on my own. It was a foreclosure, and it was something I could afford. I renovated the house and created a home. It felt liberating and empowering.
Oh, this is it.
Jason is the center of Dina's life.
Jason and I have an extremely close relationship.
You missed a spot right there.
Yeah, you got your own thing to do.
You know, I wanted to create a space where we could go out there and play ball and, you know, just hang out.
In truth, mother and son rarely just hang out. Their typical day is nonstop.
Wake up around 4:30. Go for a 3 to an 8 mile run around the neighborhood. Get ready for work, get my son ready for school.
Got enough to eat?
I drop him off at school, I'd go to work.
Dina is a kindergarten teacher, a job she treasures.
I love the energy of the kids.
The butterfly. Good job.
Come home and he'd have a snack, get ready for whatever he had going that day, which was usually lacrosse. Drop him off at practice. I try to squeeze in a yoga class. Pick him up from practice, have some dinner together, and go to bed.
It looks like this happy family has found the perfect place to live. Not long after Dina and Jason get settled, another neighbor moves in.
Oh, look, our neighbors.
Her name is Twee Boland.
Can you get the dog, Mom?
It looks like she's planning to stay for the long haul, too.
Her mother did come up to me and gave me a hug, and she said that she was so happy to meet me.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, it was nice to have another woman living next door.
Moving in today?
Yeah, I just moved in from SoCal, Los Angeles area.
Yeah, I know.
It turns out Dina and Twee share the same stomping grounds.
I expressed how much I love Southern California and that we visit there quite often. And she's like, I could see you living there because you seem like you love the outdoors and you love yoga.
Beneath all the smiles and pleasantries, Dina senses something amiss in her new neighbor.
She seemed lonely and sad, and my heart went out to her, so I thought I would be extra kind and extra warm.
If you ever need anything, I'll give you my phone number. Just in case.
I said, if you need anything, here's my number.
Dina doesn't know it yet, but her small act of neighborly kindness has just opened the door to hell.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hey, this is Lindsay. Hi.
Nice to meet you. Hi.
For now, it's just another normal meet and greet moment in Summerlin. Like Twee, our neighbor Lindsay lives alone and is an avid gardener.
So, good to meet you.
Twee, she was saying, oh, you live there. I love the flowers you're doing. We stood there and talked about vines and plants and whatever, and that's when she had asked me if I ever went and where I went to get these plants, if I would pick her up and take her with me, and I said, sure.
The nursery? Yeah, nursery.
I said, okay, we'll take my car and we'll get whatever you need. She picked out about $200 to $300 for the plants. We had them all loaded in the back of my car. We brought them back. I helped her carry and put them out on her front.
Lindsay learns that Twee is the daughter of an American veteran who married a woman from Vietnam, and she seems to have some very generous relatives. Turns out, Twee doesn't need to work thanks to a wealthy uncle.
And when he died, he left everything he had to Twee.
To the U.S.?
As neighbors, we try to make Twee feel at home, and she seemed to appreciate our help. It seems like Twee is fitting in, just another nice new neighbor on the street. But something still doesn't seem quite right.
Maybe it was 3 days later, I still seen all these pots sitting on her lawn, and we say, when are you going to dig those holes? Because all those plants are going to die, you know? And that's a lot of holes to dig.
Apparently, Twee's more interested in learning everything about everyone around her.
She told me she would sit on that laptop and she would research what they paid for the house, what they did for a living. She would try to find out everything about everybody.
This guy here, he's divorced.
Twee obviously has a lot of time on her hands and no one to share it with.
No children.
Twee, I'm a little uncomfortable with this.
I felt sorry for her because she didn't have any friends.
So I figured she just needs time. Everybody is different, and so she just needs some time in warming up.
Despite the warm welcome, these next-door neighbors don't become friends. And often Twee just seems to disappear.
I mean, there would really be months that would go by when we wouldn't see her.
But she always comes back. One night, when Twee's at home, Mother Nature takes a barely existent relationship and starts a war.
In southern Nevada, the wind, especially the breeze, can definitely pick up. There was a windstorm, and Dina's patio umbrella flew up and damaged Twee's roof.
In fact, the umbrella cuts right into Twee's kitchen. Nobody likes this kind of freak accident, but it's generally the kind of thing that neighbors easily resolve. Generally. That night, Twee leaves Dina several voice messages. Dina is out for the evening, doesn't hear them right away.
I listened to these voicemails from Twee, and she was very upset. So I told her that I would come over the next day, and let's take a look, and we'll get it fixed. And I told her how sorry I was.
Tomorrow morning? That's not good enough.
I think she just wanted attention, and when she expected you to do something, you were to do it right now.
Get over here and
So she expected when she picked up that phone and called Dina to tell her to come and look at the umbrella, she expected Dina to drop everything and leave and go and do it.
The next morning, Dina comes over.
Hi, Twee. Sorry.
She was very quiet. I felt like she was almost like sizing me up, like just, you know, I can't tell you how many times I apologized. So I said, well, I'm going to go home and make some phone calls, and we'll get this fixed.
Unfortunately, Dina's insurance company rejects her accident claim. Now Twee is on the hook for the repairs.
When it comes to weather, that's an act of God, so that's up to her insurance company
doesn't work out.
I relayed that message to Twee, and she was not happy about that.
You should have come over as soon as it happened.
And she became very upset, and she started yelling at me and using profanity and calling me all sorts of names and just really going after me and my character and what a horrible person I was and what a terrible neighbor I was. At that, I didn't blame her. She was upset. My property had damaged her house, and it scared her.
Dina says she will demand her insurance company take a second look. And they eventually relent, agreeing to pay for the damages to her neighbor's roof and kitchen.
It made me feel much better. I felt like there was resolve. Yeah, she was inconvenienced, but no money came out of her pocket.
But it's too little, too late for Twee. And she is going to unleash a truly terrifying wave of vengeance on her unsuspecting neighbor.
They're talking about how you do drugs, that you drive under the influence, they know the make of your car.
Vegas is a very nice place to live if you live in the right area. People don't stay here long, they lose their money and then they cry and go home, or they become vagrants. So you have to be careful living in Vegas.
Now, a kindergarten teacher and single mom is learning just how careful you have to be. During a storm, Dina's umbrella flew into the roof of her neighbor's kitchen. And it seems Twee won't forgive her.
We weren't friendly after that. She would not look at me, she would not wave to me, and so I would continue to wave or maybe smile, and then after that I thought, she chose to end the relationship.
But Dina and Twee still have to keep living side by side. And the space between them is starting to feel too close for comfort.
She called one day. She's so stupid, and her kid is so dumb. Every time he plays ball, and that ball hits the wall, and if it comes over, I deflate the ball. And then, one day, he did this, and he did that, and she just pick.
The harsh criticism soon escalates to bizarre accusations.
What's the matter? That kid stole my shovel.
I said, how is he stealing? I know it was him. He crawled that wall. I said, did you look for that shovel? I said, the kid is not crawling an 8-foot wall, and he's not taking anything from you.
Life goes on in Summerlin. The two neighbors keep their distance, but not for long. At Dina's school, the principal receives an anonymous call.
There have been some allegations.
Someone accuses Dina of taking drugs.
And I've never had a complaint. The 22 years I've worked for the school district, they said, no, it's not a parent, it's somebody in your personal life.
I think you have an enemy.
And that's when Dina's son, Jason, phones her from home with disturbing news.
Jason said, Mom, Twee's outside in her backyard. She wants to talk to you. She said, Dina, what are we going to do about Jason and the noise and his hitting the lacrosse balls?
It's driving me completely mental.
And then she got very angry, and she said,
Hire him a coach. Take him to the park, you cheap bitch. What?
And then she said,
Come on, Dad. Can't believe you're a kindergarten teacher the way you drive drunk.
So I did put it together. Oh, the person that's calling my work, this is her. And she says, I don't want his effing lacrosse ball to break one of my windows like your effing umbrella. Ever!
Dina decides not to provoke Twee further.
And I said, I don't want you to go in the backyard for a while.
The next day starts like any other.
Mom, outside. Come on.
It looked like a horror film. Just profanity-laced vandalism on her home, on her garage, on her front door, the front lawn.
The number 13, which was Jason's lacrosse jersey number, was written all over. There was a piggy bank that said, "Whore, pay us the money you owe us." It was written on my garage with my first and last name, saying that I was a prostitute, I was a whore, I had AIDS. Jason put his arms around me and said, "Mom, it's okay." And he was so tough, strong. Twee stopped in front of my house and rolled down the window with a huge smile on her face and said, "Well, what do we have here?"
The answer to that question is far more horrible than Dina can ever imagine.
This was the beginning of just never feeling whole again. I just didn't feel like I lived life the same. I felt so violated.
Jason, I know you're in there. Come out.
It was a safe neighborhood, except it was infested with a Twee.
And if that ball comes smashing through my window...
You never really knew what she was doing. So it was an uncomfortable situation.
In the small town of Summerlin, Nevada, Dina Willis has come under attack. She suspects her next-door neighbor has vandalized her garage, even though they barely know each other.
And I said, let's just go inside and wait for the police.
Miss Willis, we're here to help you. Okay, so we're gonna ask you a few questions so we can get to the bottom of this, okay? When did you discover?
And they said, do you have any proof? And I said, no. Do you have it on video? No. Did anybody see her? No.
No, I didn't see her do it. Of course I didn't see her do it. I would have stopped her right away. She did it in the middle of the night. In the morning we walked in, it was there.
Okay,
I can't believe what she did.
And because the officers could not link physically the evidence to Twee, their hands were tied. It wasn't so much that they didn't believe Dina, but legally there was nothing that they could do.
Just totally in shock. This is crazy.
Worse, authorities suspect Jason might be involved.
They had said that some of the things that were written, the number 13, might have to do with some type of gang. And I said, no, the number 13 is my son's lacrosse jersey number. This doesn't have anything to do with gang violence.
The police try to interview Twee, but no one answers her door.
Conveniently, she was not there, and I knew she wasn't there. And as soon as they left, you know, she went home. You know, when something bad happens or you have that pit in your stomach, I felt like I was always living with that pit in my stomach.
The attacks don't stop at Dina's home.
Okay, guys, does anybody else need any paper?
Her workplace continues to be a target.
Okay, I'll be right back, guys. Hey.
Hi. Twee was impersonating being a mother. She was telling the school district she wanted to bring her son into that school, but she couldn't because she heard that one of the teachers was a whore.
What? It's my neighbor. I know who it is. This is getting too much.
That would rattle me, and it would distract me from my job.
I'm so sorry. I'm going to take care of it. I'm going to get the police involved, and I'm going to take care of it.
Dina is allowed no reprieve from the nightmare. Receiving another jolt just 24 hours after her house was defaced.
I was awoken by someone pounding at our front door, and it was loud. And it just rattled me because I didn't know if my head was playing games with me. Maybe it was a game.
Oh, come on, I am.
Dina tells the emergency operator someone is trying to break into her house.
They've got flashlights. I don't know what they want. They're trying to get in.
And she said, ma'am, the police are at your house.
It seems somebody has already summoned law enforcement.
Hi.
Hi. We're responding to a 911 call.
Yeah, I called you.
And they said, are you aware that there are diapers in your driveway? And they were with some type of chocolate smeared all over.
Oh, my God!
Well, I just had my driveway painted, and it was still tacky, so now that the police, there's footsteps all over the wet paint, chocolate, diapers smeared all over. And I just took a deep breath, and I said, it's my neighbor. My neighbor is the one who did that.
No, ma'am.
But the police haven't come about the diapers in the driveway.
You know, I don't know.
They're here for a much more serious charge.
There was a 911 call called in to Metro that she was
I understand that you're upset.
molesting her child.
The reason I'm here is not because anyone's in trouble. What I wanted to do, Jason, was just ask you a few questions.
It's protocol that a child in possible danger be interviewed alone.
Do you feel safe?
Jason assures the officers nothing bad is happening to him. They then head next door to interview Twee.
Diapers? She probably did it herself. The woman crazy. I just live here.
He said that she was calling me a whore and a prostitute, and the officer said, it's funny that you're saying all of this about your neighbor because that's what was written on her garage the night before. The same things that you were saying.
Probably called 911 because she's the mental one.
She denied it.
Okay.
The police quickly realize Twee's accusations are bogus, and they also realize who Dina is up against.
The officers told me that I needed to file for a protective order and that I needed to install cameras. It was scary because now I really didn't know what else was she capable of.
In the midst of this ordeal, something goes right for Dina. She meets Brad on a blind date.
I felt like I finally found, the man of my dreams. I didn't think that was going to happen for me.
Right. So I can't believe
What I liked about Dina was that she was able to be very genuine, which is something that's really tough to find in Las Vegas.
Both of our sons played lacrosse. We went to the same gym, shopped at the same grocery store, lived probably 2 miles apart from each other all this time, and we had never seen each other before.
Brad takes an immediate liking to Jason.
And I'd never really met a kid that young that was that smart and open and engaging before.
A few weeks into their new relationship, Dina decides it's time to open up about her problem with Twee.
there's something I need to tell you.
My fear was that he might have thought ill of me, or what did you do to play a role in this?
Initially, when you hear these stories back to back, you start to wonder who's the crazy neighbor? Is it the girl I'm dating, or is it the girl next door?
When he stays over one night, Brad finally gets a taste of Twee's medicine.
You could hear what sounded like someone was walking outside the base of the window on the other side of the wall, which was extremely unnerving.
Dina's protective order against Twee is in place, but she's still reluctant to call police yet again.
Should we call cops?
Call 911.
What's the point?
Call somebody. Somebody's out there.
It kind of hit home that night where she is crazy enough to not only be violating a protective order, but to be standing right on the other side of the wall with no fear.
After work, I was scared to go home. And I just never felt safe in our home. And then when I would go home, I would open up the garage and then just sit and just wait for that garage door to close, hoping that she didn't make her way into the garage. It just was a very eerie feeling. From then on, living in that house, after the home was defaced, I never felt right again. Never imagined I would need to live in a place with security cameras. I mean, I grew up living where we never locked our front door.
Now every day is filled with worry. Twee knows her neighbor's schedule. She knows Dina doesn't get home until 4:30. And that means, briefly, Jason is alone in the house.
Jason, I know you're in there. Open up. Jason, open the door.
I got a phone call when I was leaving work, and he said that Twee was at the front door. He's like, Mom, I can see her right now. She's at the front door.
Dina is 20 minutes from home, and there's still no telling how far Twee will go to get inside.
I hate to even think what would happen if he opened the door.
Jason! You messed with the wrong woman. You stupid. You will be burned to death.
For exclusive footage, go to investigationdiscovery.com.
Jason, I know you're in there. Open the door. Jason, come out here and open the door.
Twee was just bad seed that just fell in the corner, and she just wasn't going to fit no matter where she went.
A family on our street has placed a protective order against their neighbor. Unfortunately, they failed to catch the stalker at the front door.
The security cameras were not on record mode.
There's only one hope for proving that Twee approached the house.
It's not allowed anywhere in your...
So the officer asked Jason what Twee was wearing. And Jason was able to describe what she was wearing exactly.
A blue shirt.
Twee is arrested and charged with violating the protective order.
I'm glad they arrested her. I'm glad they took that seriously.
But the terror is not over. Not by a long shot. Twee is freed on bail, but then doesn't appear in court.
I couldn't believe it. I could not believe that she would completely just ignore that. So if somebody is capable of not going to court, what else is she capable of doing?
And after failing to appear at her hearing, Twee becomes more elusive than ever.
And the scary thing was, we didn't know if she was still next door or not. I mean, that's what was kind of freaky. We don't know if she's in that house, 10 feet away from us or not.
Wherever she is, Twee's attacks never stop.
I started to get phone calls at the house.
This is piece of tell your pig Mitchell boyfriend shoved 20 rattlesnakes up that cottage cheese. I hope you die.
She would fill up the answering machine every minute.
The sharp day, it's never important to kill anybody in my family with your pedophile hands. Did you get it? You take the dirt, go yourself and die.
Over the course of 1 week, Twee leaves close to 200 disturbing messages.
You don't know what that person's capable of, and so you think that she's going to take it to a level where she will kill you.
Her calls to Dina's school are also non-stop.
You're looking into this.
She'd have a fake name, Detective So-and-so. I'm with the FBI. We are doing an investigation on one of your teachers. She'd say my first and last name. She was found with all this pornography or heroin.
Look into this, okay? And I'm concerned about you.
I couldn't concentrate at work. It was affecting my job performance. It got to be so bad, I felt like I was living in a constant state of paranoia. I thought the healthiest thing to do would be to put the house on the market.
It proves to be another opportunity for Twee to hurt Dina, this time financially.
She had put her almost identical house on the market for a substantially lower price.
What's going on? Our house for sale! Leave us alone, Twee! Just leave us alone!
Let's go. Let's go inside. Come on.
Who just put her house up for sale. There's got
Dina pleads with the police to locate her neighbor and arrest her.
I almost felt like I was playing detective, and I said, this is the name of her agent. Can you call her and find out where Twee is? I'm sure she knows where she is if she's selling her house.
Okay.
They couldn't go to the real estate agent because they had to get a different type of warrant.
She learns that a federal warrant will require stronger evidence for a grand jury. Twee's voicemails, which include threats of physical violence and worse, could be useful in court.
He said that it would take some time to transcribe them, and that's when Brad stepped in and said, well, we will transcribe them. We will do whatever it takes so we can get these warrants issued.
Message 3. Your house is the ugliest on the block. The neighbors want to burn it down, and they'll do it for free. You stupid.
Dina and Brad must now transcribe hundreds of messages to speed up the warrant before Twee sells her house and disappears for good.
Message 7. Your piece of restraining order? Is this toilet paper? Message 11. You mess with the wrong woman. I hope you understand the game. Dumb. You're really dumb. Die.
And psychologically, as you're sitting there typing word by word, what a psychopath is repeating to you over and over and over again, it's a little unnerving. Well, it's a whole lot unnerving. Yeah.
We have 38 children who can testify you molested them. Pick up the phone, you dumb.
Meanwhile, the unseen enemy continues her harassment and calls Dina's real estate agent.
Hi, this is Dina Willis.
Twee called and said, I'm Dina, delist my house. She was sabotaging the sale of my house.
Right now, it seems this nightmare will never end until one of these women is gone forever.
You're really dumb. You don't know how hard it's going to get for you.
She said, I get off on bullying people until they kill themselves.
You should have come over as soon as it happened.
What stood out about the story so much for me was the fact that these were two individuals that didn't have a close relationship. They were neighbors. We all have neighbors. We all say hello.
After months of being terrorized, Dina finally gets some good news. A grand jury indicts Twee for violating her protection order and grants new warrants at a federal level.
Oh, I was thrilled. But this whole word or term warrant just doesn't seem to hold a lot of weight.
Twee's now sold her house and is eluding the police. No one knows where she is. Meanwhile, Dina finally sells her house and moves into a new one with Brad.
I mean, we're related, just to be done with that home and that neighborhood and start this new chapter in our lives, a fresh start.
You want to just grab that other chair?
Yeah, for sure.
Dina wants to make sure we can never find her again. For starters, her school takes her off their website.
Brad and I did some research on what to do when being stalked. You know, when you're driving, take different routes to and from work, you know, just kind of alter your routine.
You gotta leave the area, change your cell phone number.
But even with all these evasive maneuvers, it's not that easy to disappear. Dee's invested in a rental property, and somehow Twee has found it.
She was making fraudulent 911 calls out to those properties. So now it's harassing my tenants.
A complaint from your tenant that there's
Twee has contacted police with a truly alarming accusation.
Got this really random call from this woman. I don't know who she is. She didn't say who she was. And on and on.
They're told to search the backyard.
Information about how
Because, says Twee, Dina has buried babies back there. And the fraudulent calls just keep on coming.
They're on high alert when they're coming to my house because they've received a call that a child's in danger.
I need to ask you a couple of difficult questions.
You know, a boy is being molested.
Once again, there's a new police officer learning the same old story.
And it's over and over again. I'm explaining the story and repeating the story, replaying the story. And then you don't go back to sleep after that.
No.
Dina's beginning to feel like she'll never escape.
Hello?
Hey, bitch. You miss me?
She has only one card left to play. Go public.
In the years that I have been telling stories, I have never come across a story to this extent between a dispute between two individuals, two neighbors. I have never come across anything this severe.
The victim was able to move, but privacy is still a luxury out of reach.
I don't know why they haven't arrested her. We still have the police come to our house. She still calls my work.
Twee Boland is still at large. Anyone with information is asked to call Metro. Vicky Gonzalez, News 3.
Dina's story airs on local news, garners international attention, and gets results.
Because of our story, individuals with a simple internet search were able to link Twee Boland to other warrants.
Reports surface that Twee is terrorizing new neighbors in New Orleans. Dina hopes her own harassment will stop. No such luck.
Hi, Dina. I'm Special Agent Scott with the U.S. Marshal's Office. I need to talk to you about a few things. Can I come in?
We have been getting some phone calls that you are threatening to blow up a federal building.
I just want to get to the bottom of this. It can go very quick.
We're still getting harassed night and day, and never turn around and not hold her, not have our breath held.
It feels like the horror show will never end. But finally, on January 30th, 2015, Dina gets the news she's dreamed of for so long.
Hello, Dina. This is Las Vegas Police Department. We just wanted to let you know that Twee Boland was arrested this morning in New Orleans.
We couldn't even believe what we heard. We were like high-fiving each other and just like, oh my goodness. So happy. I mean, we're like Christmas morning.
Oh my God.
Jason was thrilled. He was thrilled. He couldn't believe it. I let him listen to the voicemail that morning, and he was like, no way, Mom. That's awesome.
At long last, the fear and despair haunting Dina and her family has gone away.
It does feel like a new beginning. I feel like that chapter is over, and just really start living again and healing. We'll have more time and more energy to spend on what's important.
This story isn't necessarily over yet.
My fear is that she is so smart and manipulative. I would hate it if she went into a mental institution for 6 months and was released. I mean, she couldn't stand trial for not being competent to serve trial.